Then the cop who sits there in the car as he's cruising along, Kansas City Police Department, Las Vegas, wherever it is, and he's saying, I'm the watch commander, and I'm the supervisor, and this is what I do. That's worth $3,000. You guys are getting hosed. Why? Because you're cops, and you're expected to work for free. You're expected to work for free because you work in the public interest. You work in the public sector. You're a public servant, and that means equals free. Don't kid yourself. You know it as well as I do. Teacher, cop, fireman, public service. What does it mean? Free. You should work for free and like it. You should go out there every day, and when a burglar sticks a gun in your face, go, "Hi there," and make sure you don't kill him before you see the finger squeeze the trigger, because if you do, it's a violation of some sort of statute. I don't know, it's some civil rights thing. You have to see muscle tension in the trigger finger. If you see that, then you're allowed to fire, but only once. Then assess the situation. Stand over him with your gun down at your side. Make sure he's dead. Now, if he happens to rise up and shoot you, well, ain't that just too ding-dang bad? Now, you coppers out there, I'm telling you, start asking for the big change every time these guys from whatever the hell that show is, who produces that, Cops. Hi, we're from Cops, and this week we want to do the Fargo Police Department. Aren't you excited? We're gonna Phil Hendrie Show at 1-800-449-8686. Maybe by now you have seen this videotape of 3 Miami-Dade officers who were placed on administrative duty after live television shots showed them throwing a suspect to the ground and punching and kicking him in the head Wednesday after a high-speed chase. And according to Frank Bonney, who's an assistant director of the Miami-Dade Police Department, we saw some actions that concerned us. If action is warranted, we'll take it. The chase began when a driver in a sport utility vehicle with stolen plates flashed a gun at officers, according to the police version. During the chase, Miami television station showed a gunshot-pierced windshield on a pursuing police car. No officers were hit by any gunfire, but one officer was struck by the SUV and may have suffered a broken arm. I saw the videotape, and it shows this guy running through backyards. He's wrestled to the ground. I don't see the punches, but I do see one cop run around to where this guy's head was and kicked 3 times. So we wanted to talk to somebody in law enforcement about law enforcement procedure, and I haven't had time to pre-screen this guy, but I know my producer, Mike Schaefer, has. So who do we have on the line here, Mike? His name is Dave, and he is. We don't need the highway patrol theme. Hello, Dave, are you there?
Oh, yes, sir, I am.
Dave, what are you a cop?
No, sir, I'm not, but I am studying law enforcement and criminal justice at L.A. Mission College.
You're not a police officer, though?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay, were you not able to get... All right, so we have a student on the line, and...
But I am studying toward becoming a member of LAPD. I do want to join the police academy. And.
All right, so you're a prospective police officer?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, tell me what you see from the standpoint of being a law enforcement student, Dave. What is your last name?
Phil, my last name is Oliver, and I live in Monterey Park currently.
Okay, Dave, and you are an aspiring police officer.
Yes, sir.
All right, tell me what you think from... Have you seen this videotape?
Yes, sir, I have seen the videotape, and I think that while it's unfortunate that Miami-Dade cops were caught in the act of subduing this suspect, I think in some areas of this country the police have a difficult time. A lot of high-crime areas of this country. And
well, they on the videotape, they show that one of the police officers kicking this guy at least. Do you agree with that?
Well, see, that's just it. If there hadn't been some joker with a video camera, let me just say, I say this from the standpoint of someone who not only do I want to be a police officer, but I want to be very clear, I would like to be a member of LAPD.
Okay.
I think LAPD, is like the best police department in the world, and I don't know nothing about Miami-Dade. I do know that all police officers work really hard, but if they do their job, and there's some joker standing there with a camera that his wife gave him for Christmas, then you wouldn't have known about it. And they wouldn't be there, this publicity, and these cops are trying to do their job, and their rights to privacy have been violated by some joker with a TV camera, okay? That his kids gave him for Christmas or something. And
it wasn't a guy it was up in a helicopter. Look, it was a news cam. It was not a guy. It wasn't a private citizen. This videotape of these officers kicking that guy.
Okay, well, I mean, all right, so it's some tabloid show. But the point is, these police have a right to privacy to do their job, okay? And if someone is shoving a camera in your face, I guess you wouldn't want to be doing no good job either. If you're shoving a camera in a cop's face, then they'll do a deal that a lot of the police call blue flu. And I don't know.
Oh, well, I'm familiar with what blue flu is. That's when you stop working, right?
Well, they'll start to not have the ability to defend and protect people if you want to keep pushing a camera in their face. And I think what's going on in Miami, and I think what went on in Philadelphia, and I think...
But wait a second. Is that proper police procedure? Kicking that guy in the head, was that proper police procedure?
Mr. Henry, that's something that's between the police and the defendant that they're, kicking. I mean, that's really none of your business. Okay.
Well, how is that not any of my business? I'm a taxpayer.
No, but what I'm saying is, just let the police do their job. They have a right to privacy, okay? It's in the Constitution of the United States of America that you have a right to privacy. Okay.
So the police have a right to privacy for what?
They have a right to, if they're going to kick this guy's head in, to be private about it and not have those people with a camera.
Oh, no, come on. You're so...
No, I'm saying the whole reason why this thing got out of hand in the first place is because some joker with a video camera that his wife gave him for his birthday said, hey, I think I'll mess up some cops' lives today. I think I'll go out and I'm going to be like, one of them dudes who gets his, like, America's Home Videos or something, man. So he gets his video camera, he goes out, he messes up some cop's life who's trying to protect you, and that's it, okay? And what the police do is to defend and protect. That's the slogan of every police department in America, to defend and protect. And
that's the slogan of the LAPD is protect and serve, not defend and protect.
Well, I mean, whatever, but I think it should be more illegal to videotape police officers doing their job, their government employees, because let me tell you, for some reason, when an African-American sees a white cop beating up an African-American, okay, I understand, they take it personal. I mean, have any of them African-Americans ever met Rodney King? No. And besides, if you think this was a Rodney King deal, let me tell you something, man. LAPD does it up, okay? Yeah, high five to the lawman of LAPD.
Okay, hold on. You're saying a lot of things here, Dave, and I don't know what you're saying the LAPD does it up. Yeah, they
did, man. When they did Rodney King, they did it up, man. And they know 3 kicks to the head, okay?
So you encourage this kind of behavior?
No, sir, I do not, okay? But I'm saying that when you got a bad guy going through your neighborhood, all right, and I think what
what is the main, and I want to get this straight, all right, because I'm hearing you say a lot of things here, Dave. You want to be a cop, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you want to be in the LAPD, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're talking about Miami-Dade police and police procedure. You saw these cops kick this guy 3 times in the head on a videotape. Is that proper police procedure?
Okay, I mean, again, I would just answer that question by saying, a lot of African Americans take it personally.
Yeah, is it proper?
No, hold on for a minute, okay?
Is it proper police procedure?
The kick to the head is what is called a runner's fee, man. Okay?
And what is a runner's fee?
That's what a runner gets, man. If you run from a cop, you get a kick to the head. It's called a runner's fee.
And that's what cops call it?
That's what cops call it, okay? Now, when the officer says to you, put your hands in the air, get on the ground, you comply. If you do not comply and you decide to flee, man, you're going to pay the fee. You flee, you pay the fee. And I will say one more thing. How come African-American people take it personal because some other dude got his head busted in? They don't know Rodney King, okay? I mean, you're not black, but did you know Rodney King?
No, I didn't know Rodney King, and I don't think they're taking it personally on that level. They're saying, well, that's a black guy, another black guy getting beaten up by a cop.
Well, that's the whole thing, man. They get all whacked out of shape, okay? And
a runner's fee.
What?
A runner's fee?
That's what it's called, man. You flee, you pay the fee, man.
Okay, this is Dave Oliva. He's an aspiring LAPD police officer. He's taking law enforcement and criminal justice at LA Mission College, and he's on the line talking to us about the Miami police and the what they went through with this guy who ran. They very clearly are seen kicking the guy. I didn't see any punches, but I didn't see the tape all that carefully. And among other things, Dave, you are basically saying that some joker with a video camera invaded the right to privacy that a cop has to cave in a guy's head privately. That's what you're saying, right?
I'm saying that a police officer has a reasonable expectation of privacy while he's busting on a guy, yeah.
Okay. And the Miami cops they had that violated?
Yes, sir, I believe that they did. And that the black folks take this stuff too personally, too. Not like none of them out there ever knew Rodney King, okay? So
all right, well, hold on. 1-800-449-8686 is our number. Okay, so a police officer has a reasonable right to expect privacy while he's kicking a guy. And the other thing is that if there hadn't been a joker there taking a videotape, then none of this would be a big publicity thing, and the police would be doing their job. And then the other point that he tried to raise was that if you keep videotaping cops like this, maybe someday they'll decide they don't want to do their job, which I take all of that as like a threat from this kid. Anyway, 1-800-449-8686. It's Phil Henry Show. And
one more thing, Mr. Henry. Way to go, LAPD. You do it up.
Okay, forget it. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Henry Show. 449-8686. I talk off the air sometime to our guests. This is Phil Henry. This is the Phil Henry Show. Dave Oliva is my guest, an aspiring police officer, goes to L.A. Mission College, takes law enforcement and criminal justice there. How far away are you from actually being able to take a test to enter the L.A. Police Academy, Dave? Well, oh, there he is. Dave, you there?
Yes, sir, I'm right here.
How far away are you from taking the test?
Right. I have another year to go before I'm comfortable to take the test before next summer.
All right. You were saying that African Americans shouldn't get upset when they see another African American beaten by police. Why?
Well, because they take it personal or something, man. It's not like they're getting beat up. That's another dude entirely. And I think that the African American people need to separate themselves away from other African Americans. Okay, you see this guy getting his head busted wide open. That's not you, okay? Be thankful it's not you. And don't be like wanting to burn down the city or wanting to start a riot and set fire to a grocery store because some dude that ain't even you, man, got his head busted clean open. That's just ignorant, okay? And so that's what everybody who makes them videotapes of the police officers doing their job, that's what they want them to do.
All right, 1-800-449. Don't take it personally, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Here is Hammett on the Phil Henry Show. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hi, if it's like, nobody's supposed to be taping them, how come half of the cops have video cameras on the front of their cars to tape what they're doing? So that there's proof of what's really going on.
Well, I mean, what that's about, okay, is...
That's a good question. Why are they videotaping? They're taping themselves. I've even met some police officers who carry tape recorders with them.
To protect themselves and the person that they're beating up.
That's to videotape the bad guy, not them.
And to protect themselves to prove that they're not using unjustifiable
That's
force.
not my understanding, okay? My understanding. See, police don't want no videotape on them because that's just,
Because they're dirtier than we are half the time, and you don't know, so that way there's proof for everybody.
Number one, okay, I don't know who you're talking about. I happen to respect the police. They work a long time to keep... Where do you live, Hammett?
How come you don't feel like you're qualified for another year to be a cop?
Because I'd like to study more law enforcement. I want to get my criminal justice AA degree. You live in Hammett, man. They'll bust into your trailer some night. And what you going to do now?
Pal, I'm from L.A. I've only lived out here a year.
Okay, but what if they bust into your trailer?
What was that?
What if they bust into your trailer like some guy...
I don't live in a trailer, thank you. And trailers have different laws than houses.
What if some dude wants to, like, rape you or whatever and busts into your... what it is you live in?
I'd probably kill him if I could.
Yeah. You in what army?
Well, what is this supposed to be?
And it wouldn't put me in danger, I would use as much force as I could to hurt him.
You wouldn't want to have a police officer come out?
By the time they got here and decided what they were going to do on their priority call, who knows what would have happened?
I know what this is all about, Phil. She's got a boyfriend who's inside. He's probably a methamphetamine freak. She's waiting for him to get out.
Oh my! You obviously are
well, you're assuming an awful lot.
Well, she has no respect for law enforcement, and I think that's sad in this day and age. A young girl like this, young, and she's probably fine looking, and you don't have no respect for a man in uniform.
No, I do,
fine?
but you got to watch out because they're dirtier than you sometimes. You don't know who's who.
I'd rather, coming down the street, I'd rather have a cop than some meth freak who's out in some interior California county jail.
Boy, you are really...
Well, I'm sorry, I tell it like it is.
Where did you grow up?
You know one of the things about me? I tell it like it is.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Monterey Park, California, man.
In the barrio?
No, man. I don't grow up in no barrio, man. I grew up in a neighborhood. And I grew up in Monterey Park, California.
Well, that's a quality city.
In the 1970s, man. Hey, I take it over Hemet, man. We got some crazy miner drinking the bad water out there or whatever you all doing.
Like I said, I'm from L.A.
I bet you're fine looking. Are you fine looking? I bet you are.
What does that have to do?
Because you better keep your trailer locked up at night, man.
I told you, I don't live in a trailer. I'm not trailer trash.
Where do you live? In Hemet?
In a house, like most people.
You live in Hemet, you don't live in no trailer.
What?
You live in Hemet, and you don't live in no trailer.
It shows how much you know.
Okay, I find
a lot of Hemet isn't trailer.
I find it very difficult to believe.
So what, over
Well,
half of the houses here are houses?
If you live in Hemet and you don't live on something on wheels, something's wrong.
Well, why is that?
It just is.
Something's wrong with your head.
No, man. You know what's wrong with somebody's head?
Have you ever been to Hemet?
The dude who got a boot to his head.
All right, thank you very much. 1-800. We're going to be talking about geography here and good.
You know, Hemet actually has some good single family residences, and there's also.
Well, you never mind about Hemet.
Well, I was looking around for an apartment.
That's fine. We're talking about other stuff, which has to do with the Miami cops. And
all the houses in Hemet, Phil, have outhouses 20 feet from the main house, and I happen to know that for a fact.
Great. We're talking about Miami.
I've never been there, but I understand.
They got a lot of beach. Great. Here is San Jose on the Phil Henry Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hi.
Hi. I just want to tell you that this monkey, this ape, this caveman you're talking to is way out of line.
Monkey?
Absolutely. You sound like a monkey, you act like a monkey, you think like a monkey.
So monkeys talk and go to school?
Monkeys see and do. I guess, they've got a gorilla that can use sign
that's
language,
racist.
So I'm sure you can't look at
Yeah,
guys.
that's racist, baby, okay?
No, racist nothing.
Yeah, you're being racist, all right?
Am I?
So
what's your
why don't I just call you some skanky old white trash bitch?
Right.
You know?
That's
right.
What's your race?
That's right.
What's your race?
What's your race, baby?
No, I asked you first.
No, I asked you
go
first.
Ahead, I'll tell you right after you tell me.
No, you ain't going to tell me. You're going to tell me now. You do what
tell
the man.
What?
You do what the man tells you to do.
I don't think you're going to college because I don't think you graduated from high school.
I don't think you're a woman.
I don't think you graduated from even third grade.
I don't think you got nothing
There's no way you're going to
inside your head. Okay.
There is no way you were going to pass any kind of police force test.
Whoa! Hold on.
Hey,
what are we talking? Hold on. Hold on. Who are we talking to? You guys are. This is the most juvenile thing that I've ever heard in my life.
Oh,
are you people going to have a conversation? And
she started it. She started by calling me a monkey.
All right. Well, that may well have been. But let's move on to the case in point. And
this skank bitch here.
Will you stop it with the skank B word?
Phil,
skanky man.
Hold on for a minute. You're what?
I'm in law enforcement.
Well, you should have started off by saying that instead of this monkey.
Okay.
What are you white? Are you white?
Let's retract this.
Well, well, he had a good point. Is that a racial comment?
No, absolutely not. It didn't have anything to do with race.
Yes, hey, you hear that, man? She's one of them bad cops, man, that wants to take out blacks and Mexicans.
Absolutely not.
Well, you called me a monkey.
Hold on. All right, give me your point of view, and then Dave will hear from you, okay?
Well, what about my point of view?
I've been listening to you. I want to hear from this cop here. Go ahead.
Phil, I'm coming in defense of the minorities, the majorities, anything. This guy, what I said was he thinks like a caveman. Maybe I shouldn't have said he acts like a caveman. I don't know the guy.
That's
but
racist,
the way he's talking on the air.
You're racist, man.
Shut up, will you?
The way he's talking on the air is a little bit ridiculous. He gives all of us cops, anybody in law enforcement, a bad name.
I love cops, okay? My whole life I want to be a cop.
Okay. Let me ask you.
I want to be LAPD, though. I don't want to be no San Jose or nothing like that. I mean, nothing against San Jose. I know there's got good cops up there. Okay.
Just be quiet. What's the question, ma'am?
I guess what I'm worried about is that I'm hoping that this fella keeps going to college because Taco Bell's going to need a lot of cooks later on in life.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Taco Bell. And they're going to need somebody to position the dryers over ladies' hairs later on in life. So when you get washed out of the police force for calling people monkey.
Okay, all right. Thanks for calling. All right, and you're starting all of this.
What'd I do?
You're starting it with all the name calling. That's why she called you a monkey, because you're coming on with this ridiculous point of view having to do with, hey, don't take it personally. It wasn't you, all right?
I didn't call nobody no name. I did call her skank, okay? And
well, don't go with the skank thing. And if she's a cop, then San Jose or whatever the hell it is in trouble.
Word to that, man. I want to be LAPD. I don't want to be SJPD. Sounds lame, is lame.
Never mind. El Paso on the Phil Henry Show. Hello? El Paso, hello? Gone? Okay. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. We're talking with Dave from Los Angeles about the Miami police tape showing these Miami-Dade cops kicking that guy in the head. And I'll tell you, we haven't gotten any closer to the answer to the question that I asked you. Is that proper police procedure?
I will say that if there's no videotape around, then it is, okay? If there's videotape around, you're going to have a whole lot of blacks going ape. I mean, and I don't mean that in no racial sense, but they're going to go ape-like or become ape-like because they think that it's happening to them. It ain't happening to you, man, just to that one dude. Jeez.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. You're listening to The Phil Hendry Show.
That's what cops have to do.
1-800-449-8686. I'm talking to Dave. He's an aspiring police officer. It's The Phil Hendry Show. What is a runner's fee again?
I told you.
Yeah, tell me again.
A runner's fee is when you get some turkey take off on you, like this turkey took off on Miami-Dade, all right, and he starts running away, man. Hey, man, you flee, you pay the fee, okay? So that means that's a runner's fee.
So the guy booting him in the head is a runner's fee?
Right. You pay a little extra. You want to take off, man? You want to turn it into evading arrest? You want to turn it into a flight to evade arrest? Okay, you pay a little extra, man. You got your workout, okay? And
well, to me, that doesn't sound professional.
But there's also a screen test, okay? And
what is a screen test?
You know the screen between the front seat of a police car and the back seat?
Yeah.
Well, you put some turkey in the back seat, man, who took off on you, and you're peeling out, and you hit the brakes real fast, and he gets the screen test.
And police officers do that, huh?
Yes, sir. And I'll tell you what else, man. I'm glad they do that because that's just a little bit extra, man, to let that turkey know who the boss is, man. You know who the boss is. And
a screen test.
That's what it is, man.
You hit the brakes, and the guy's face goes into the screen.
You got it. It's bitching, too, I'll tell you. I've been on some ride-alongs.
Well, I don't want to know about it, okay? 1-800-449-8686.
You mean you don't want to ask me which police department does it? It could be a scoop for you.
I don't want to know. Here's San Antonio on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello?
Jeez.
San Antonio. Yes, ma'am. You ever heard of a screen test?
I just have a comment for the gentleman.
You play, you pay, man. That's all I'm trying to say.
I got it. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, I agree. You play, you pay.
You got it,
man.
But
to a certain extent. Police officers are public servants, not private servants.
But what about the privacy that he should have when he's like, working a guy over or something? Shouldn't he get some privacy?
If the guy
What is he, taking a dump? The guy's arresting somebody. What do you mean privacy?
Hey, man, I'm talking to the lady.
Okay,
what?
If the gentleman runs, if he's doing bad, if he's breaking the law, yes, and they have to use excessive force, yes.
Right.
But
so you agree with me?
Beating, excessive force, yes, but not kicking somebody in the head. That was unnecessary.
That's a runner's fee. That's all I'm saying, okay? He was a
What do you mean a runner's fee, man? There's nothing in a police handbook about a runner's fee. There ain't anything in a police handbook about a screen test.
Well, I mean, the guy took off on him. What do you think the cop's going to do?
All right, thanks for your call, ma'am. She said she was related to police officers. She didn't sound like she knew anything. Here's Cypress on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Yes, I have something to say.
She was related to cops?
She said so. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
If it were somebody of his race that was being beaten, or somebody that he knew,
right,
how would he feel about this situation?
If I knew the guy?
Well, let's say it was somebody of your race, because you seem to be upset that African Americans are upset because of this.
Well, what
if it was somebody of your race? Would that be any different to you?
If I don't know the guy, why do I care? He's some turkey that took off on the police, man. They busted heads to try to get this guy into custody. And this dude's driving fast and everything. What do I care? The problem with these videotapes, I think, is like African American people take it personal, man. Like, hey, he was busted on me. Do you know Rodney King?
Well,
no, you don't know. You had never had your head.
So if it was somebody you knew,
black
or
people
if it was somebody of your race, you wouldn't even care. It would not even matter. You would have the same opinion.
He ain't me. I know my thing. I know black people get caught all the time. You know. I mean,
okay, what is your race? What is your race?
I'm Mexican American. Okay.
Okay, if you saw a Mexican person getting beaten, you wouldn't have any feelings.
I wouldn't care less. I couldn't care less. Why
so
should I
you're
care?
not a compassionate person.
Hey, if that turkey
you don't care about
breaking
people,
the law,
then why are you going to be a police officer?
What if he's breaking the law?
If he's breaking the law, he deserves to get it, man.
Well, I think excessive force does not need to be
I tell you, it takes a lot of concentration to beat the crap out of some big black dude. So give the cops some privacy.
No, but you're making it a racial thing by calling it big black dude and all this type of stuff. Why can't it just be a person?
Well, it was a person. It was a black person.
No, but you're making it a racial thing by saying, African Americans are getting all bent out of shape. Why can't people get upset about the situation? You're making it into a racial thing.
Well, I don't hear no white folks getting upset about it, man.
I've got a lot of white people calling in today getting upset about it.
Yeah, but they're just trying to, because they're getting invited to parties, man. They don't want to look bad when they get invited to the parties of their black friends, And
you sound like an idiot. You really sound like a moron. I got you on this show.
No, seriously, man. They know white people care about that black dude getting busted. They're all cheering them cops. It's the black folks that care, man. And I'm saying, what do you care? No white guy gives a big crap about Rodney King, man.
I think people care about what happened to people, and I think you're not a very compassionate person. I think people who are compassionate should be in certain positions, like being a police officer. I don't think that's a position that you belong in.
No,
you're going to study, because you have to be compassionate, and you have to understand that it's not right to beat somebody because they broke. Is it right to kill somebody because they broke the law when you could use different force?
Yes, it is.
I mean, you're making it seem like it's okay if he gets beaten in the head and you have to kill somebody, because he stole some candy.
If I got to kill him, yeah.
Wait. What? A guy steals candy from a candy store.
I yell freeze. If he don't freeze, I put one in the back of his head. Yeah, that's me, man. That's me, man.
That's why you don't need to be a police officer.
My neighborhood's going to be clean. Some guy, tries to steal some gum.
You'll cap him.
You got it.
That is ridiculous.
Why, man?
Why? Because it's the principle of the matter. There's different force you can use besides killing somebody over a piece of gum.
You know what a screen test is?
We already got the screen. Thank you for your call, ma'am. Here is Rialto on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me turn this down. Okay. Yes, I wanted to...
do you know what a screen test is, ma'am?
You have a different person on the line.
Do you know what a screen test is?
This is not the person you were speaking to before, but what was the question?
Yes, it is the person I was speaking to before. And never mind about the screen test, Dave. What did you have to say, ma'am?
Yes, I'm calling from Rialto, and I'd just like to make a statement to this young man. First of all,
you know what a screen test is?
Forget the screen test.
I was hoping this young man would take a tape of this program to his supposed law enforcement class, because it would really interest me as to finding out whether the people that are teaching his class would like to see the demeanor that he's putting out on the radio. He's supposed to be...
I want to be a police officer.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
But the problem is that if you are going to go into the police...
All you folks are so reasonable and everything, man. Why don't you people understand what I'm saying, man?
Sir, you have to go into the police
society.
Enforcement. You have to go into police
stuff like
enforcement, and you have to have some criteria. One of the things you need to be trained in is gender and ethnic sensitivity training. And listening
lady,
to the way
you know what?
Here's
my ethnic sensitivity. Some black guy runs from me. I got a billy stick and I got a lead line booth, and I'll make his head.
Where we have
I will tenderize his head. And
okay, we got that you'll tenderize his head. All right, we're not getting anywhere with you, Dave. Thanks for your call, man. Thanks for your call, ma'am. Thanks for all of you people. I wanted a cop. I didn't want some kid. And what we got here is just a whole lot of hooey, including a cop has the right to privately bust on some guy's head. Good luck, Dave. Well, anyway, I saw the videotape. Looked okay to me. 1-800-449-8686. That'll be the extent of our conversation about this. Gee, I saw those guys. They busted on that guy. Well, it looks okay to me. Well, they ran through a yard and they cracked on this guy's head. Better him than me. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show.
Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686.
I want to talk to you about this Clara Bingham. Now, Ms. Bingham, you were a middle school teacher?
Yes, I teach at Joyful Union Congregation. That is in Bellflower, California.
Tell me what happened to your nephew, Robert Burton. He was stopped by South Pomona Police in California on the night of November the 10th. He was on his way home. Pick it up.
Yes, he was on his way home, and the police pulled him over on E Block in Pomona, and they told him to get out of the car. they asked to see his driver's license. And he told them it was in his back pocket. And that's when the first officer assaulted him. They hit him with...
The police officer assaulted him after asking him where's his driver's license.
That is correct, yes. They hit him with a police PTR-24, which is a police nightstick.
I'm familiar with it.
Then two other officers joined in. They continued to beat him and put him on a chokehold as well. And then slammed him to the ground. They hit him again with police nightsticks. He was not given immediate medical attention. And the point that I was making to you is this is the way the African-American man is treated in today's society. There is no difference in the way the black man is treated today by police than, say, 10, 12 years ago when Rodney King was attacked by the Los Angeles Police Department.
All right, now this information is coming right after we hear about this guy in Cincinnati.
Well, this is the part that I find very interesting. They stopped my nephew because they suspected him of raping two elderly women. These are two women that our family has known for several years, and they go to the same church. And Robert has known them since he was a child. And to accuse him of raping these two women, one of whom is an amputee. She had lost one of her legs to diabetes. And he told the police, and they continued to beat him. Now, here is an innocent man. They beat him because he is a black man. And that's why these men are beaten, because they're black. You take any white man who raped two elderly women, they would read him his rights, they'd sit him in the car, they drive him down to the police station, he gets his phone call.
Well, now, you're saying a white man that might have raped two elderly women. Your nephew was accused by the police of raping two...
Yes, and again, this is... my nephew did not do this. He has told me he did not do this. I believe him. I have to tell you that even though if he did, and I don't think that he did at all, they have no right to treat him the way they did.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I have to ask you, and I don't want to be disrespectful, is there a possibility that your nephew did this crime?
No, Robert has known these women his entire life, and as I said, they have been in a choir together at our church. That's not the point. He was beaten brutally by these officers. I had the doctor's report.
Did he resist the officers? Sometimes they'll go into a higher mode if they're getting some resistance.
So, you have to understand that as a black man, you have to assume. Now, this is something that I want to educate all of your white listeners to. As a black man, you have to assume that the police may not be treating you fair, so that when they tell you to get out of the car, he really wasn't sure what they meant. He had had a couple of drinks, so he's going to be a little bit looser with his mouth. He's already belligerent. They should have known this because they later on in reports said they smelled liquor on his breath. Why would you provoke the black man when you know he's had a couple of drinks? You know he is going to be combative. Why do you provoke him?
All right, Ms. Bingham, hold on for just a minute. Our number, 1-800-449-8686. Clara Bingham claiming her nephew was beaten by police back in early November. As this information, as you know about what happened in Cincinnati, Cincinnati police officers charged with beating a man who eventually died in their custody. And these officers have been suspended. He was an African-American man. This young man, Robert Burton, his aunt is on the phone with us. Now, you're telling me that he was beaten. He got out of the car. He was asked to show his ID. He reached for his ID. Then he was assaulted by the officers. You say that the officers should not have gone at him because he'd had a couple of drinks.
They had written down, they had written down in their report.
That they had smelled liquor on his breath.
That they had smelled liquor on his breath. So, I have said, we are saying you don't never want to go after a brother if he'd had something to drink. And he has had a couple of drinks. So I want to tell your listeners, and I want to educate your listeners, many of whom may think it's open season on young black men. Police brutality is wrong, and I don't care what they think he did. I don't care if for instance, he had raped these elderly women, which I don't think he did.
Well, he was drunk. You're saying...
he had liquor on his breath.
All right, so what you're telling me is the police should not approach a guy who smells like liquor Because he's going to be argumentative.
The officers should have shown my nephew the same common courtesy they show a white man in the same scenario, and they did not do that. They saw a monkey getting out of a car. And
well, I don't know.
No, Phil, they saw a monkey man getting out of a car. And they said, look at that, a monkey had something to drink. So why don't we have open batting practice on his head? Why don't we open up and...
you don't know what those officers thought. I mean, if they're feeling there's some way...
How can you be threatened by a man who was looking for his license in his back pocket? And why would you be threatened by a man who might mouth off a little bit? Call them different names than this.
Well, the police report here that and I want to be clear, the officers believed your son to be a man who had sexually assaulted 2 elderly women, one of whom was an amputee. He was ordered out of the car. He didn't get out, but instead he called the officers a bunch of faggots. Isn't that right?
That is correct, yes.
He'd also been drinking, so he had liquor on his breath. And when he was asked for his driver's license, you say he went to reach for it?
That's my understanding, yes.
And the police immediately started swinging on him.
That is correct. None of those things still police brutality. Now, I understand the police claim that he had a gun, and I know my nephew is a hothead, and he is sometimes stupid enough to take that gun with him. I have often said to him, don't take that gun. And I have always said to him...
If I can tell you right now, ma'am, if your nephew had a gun...
I understand the officers would feel threatened, but they do not have any right to treat a black man like he's a monkey man. And they don't...
Wait a minute. It's a whole different ballgame, isn't it? If he has a gun...
My nephew carries that gun with him as a result of years of oppression at the hands of the white race. And the police... because I'm looking at this report. It says that the man that raped these 2 elderly women held the gun to the head of one of the women while he raped her and forced the other one to watch. That does not mean that was my nephew.
All right.
And Mr. Henry, to be a black man in America is a curse. The pressure of the black man is...
I just want to stay on subject here.
Yes.
I mean, he's got a gun in the car. He smells of liquor. He's called the cops a bunch of faggots, is what they said. And he's mouthing off. And they suspect that this man is an armed and dangerous individual who's committed a double rape.
That is correct, yes. But again, you have to understand. That is nothing compared to depriving that man of his rights under the Constitution of the United States of America in an arrest situation. And I can tell you, Phil, he could have raped 5, 10 women and forced all of them to watch while he did the deed to an underage girl. He still deserves respect as a human being and a black man. And Mr. Henry, it seems that when it comes to a black man, the police act first and think second. And by then you have another young black man beaten, and this time it was my nephew Robert, whether he's a rapist or not.
He pulled a gun on the police.
He had been drinking. They should have breathalyzed him.
So when he pulled the gun on the cops, they should have known?
If they had smelled the liquor, yes.
All right, 1-800-449-8686, Phil Henry Show. We're getting news here, just talking to this lady, of another report of police violence. This in the instance of a young African-American named Robert Burton, who was stopped on the night of November the 10th and was beaten, slammed into the ground, hit with police nightsticks, not given immediate medical attention, a chokehold put on him. Police suspected him of a double rape. He had pulled a gun and smelled of liquor and called them all a bunch of, quote, and I'm quoting again, and pardon my language, a bunch of faggots. 1-800-449-8686. I want to ask you guys a question. How much should a cop take, or even though this guy had a gun on him, should he be accorded full courtesy and respect? 1-800-449-8686, holding a gun on him and calling them faggots. I don't want to beat that into the ground, but ain't that asking for it? Phil Henry Show.
The Phil Henry Show. 1-800-449-8686. Survivor Compton. The Phil Henry Show is back. 1-800-449-8686.
Bingham, the police, I want to ask you, Ms. Bingham, the police say they have an eyewitness to this crime that can identify your nephew, Robert, as being the one that raped these two elderly women, one of whom was an amputee, the other of whom he put a gun to her head while he forced the other one to watch. This sounds to me, these officers they probably thought they were approaching a dangerous guy.
You know, Phil, I want to explain to you because you're white. And you'll never be able to understand what it's like to be a young man and black in America. We all had our adventures. We all had our time when we turned away from the face of God. Robert is a good boy. He is a first deacon in our church. He has fallen and he has gotten up. And whatever sins he committed, he will face the Lord. I don't think a double rape, even if he did it, which I don't think he did, is worthy of police officers treating him the way he did. He deserves respect and dignity and a comfortable ride in the back of a police car to the police station where they will respectfully book him in. And
well, I don't know what you call respect, but if I'm a cop and I've just busted a guy who...
Now, there you go, thinking like a white man. I'm trying to get you to think like a black man. But you're thinking like a big white cop. Oh, if I'm a man, I just busted a guy. You're using all that television lingo. See, Robert's a young man. He's full of so much fun. He enjoys life, and it gets out of hand.
Ma'am, with all due respect, raping two old ladies while making one watch, you say that's getting out of hand? That's just,
Again, you're a white man. When you wake up black some morning, you give me a call.
1-800-449-8686. Let's go over here to Kathy. Hello, Kathy. You're on the Phil Henry Show.
Hi.
Yes.
How are you?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, first of all, this angers me very, very much because she needs to leave black out of the issue. I'm white.
Well, now that's easy for you to say. Why don't you leave white out of the issue?
I have 3 grandchildren that are part black, and I don't appreciate it.
You know what? I got to put you on hold, Kathy. I got to put you on hold because your car phone is breaking up. Let me go over to Frank. Go ahead. Frank?
Yeah, hey.
Yes, sir.
I want to make a comment.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Being a young black man as myself, first off, I think that lady is totally in the wrong. Granted, it's a struggle for a black man to come up, but all you got to do is do what you have to do and take care of your responsibilities. And first off, the guy was wrong for pointing a gun at the cops first off. He's lucky he only got beat up.
Well,
what if he would have accidentally pulled the trigger?
Excuse me.
One of those cops would have been dead, and all of them would have been dead.
Can I ask you a question? Did you say you're black?
Yes, I am.
I don't understand.
How do you not understand?
What don't you understand?
I've been harassed for no reason.
You're talking like a white man.
What do you mean he's talking like a white man? What? Because he's...
It's because I'm educated, I'm not no ignorant person.
Well,
that's what it is.
I'm a little confused. All he did, he had a couple drinks.
All I did was tell you the truth. That's all to it. If it was a white man, the cops would have did the same thing. It's not nothing about white or black here.
Look, if
the guy pulled a gun on the cops, that's all to it.
If they had given him a...
Look, you got to understand, Ms. Bingham, that...
Well, hold on, Phil, and I say this with the greatest of respect. You're a white man. I'm talking to a brother right now, and I'd like to speak black on black to this young brother. I'm saying the police should have given my nephew a roadside sobriety test before they pulled out their sticks. And
well, what, if he tested sober, they wouldn't have pulled out the sticks?
Again,
if he's got the gun already pulled out on him, the cops aren't going to give him a chance to test if he's drunk or not. He's got a gun pointed at him.
Frank, you sound like you have been brainwashed by a white society.
Brainwashed? That's common sense.
The white man has taken you in, and what's common sense?
No.
What's common sense? Let me ask you a question, Frank. What is common sense about laying there letting a white man beat the hell out of you?
Are you hearing what this man...
Excuse me, but I'm talking to a brother. I'm not talking to a white man.
I've had it happen to me for no reason.
All right.
But he had a perfectly reason. He had a gun pulled out on the cop. What do you expect him to do? Say, oh, let you go about your way? Come on now.
If you're a black man and you're pulled over by the police, don't you think it's common sense to have a gun on you?
Oh, my God. You're going to...
No.
Are you kidding me? You said you got pulled over and harassed.
Exactly.
I would simply pull a gun out and ask them to show me their identification.
No, I'm not going to have no gun on me or nothing. Come on now.
Well, then how are you going to get...
giving them just cause.
Then, Frank, how are you going to get them...
That's just giving them just cause.
How are you going to get them...
That's what it is now.
How are you going to get them to show you their ID?
Hello, they got the cop car behind you. They got the your window and everything.
True.
Come on now.
That's true.
If you ain't doing nothing wrong, if you're not doing nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about.
What do you mean their ID? They got a black and white.
I was thinking if it was undercover.
Well, all right. Were these guys undercover?
No.
They were in black and whites.
Yes.
Come on now. You can't tell me.
Frank, I think that what you need more than anything else is to go and get your brain re-dirtied up with black thoughts. Because it's been cleansed clean with a white man's, you know. And my nephew didn't know what the police wanted him to do. Pull out his license, pull out a gun. He was confused. I said he'd had a few drinks.
So now you're telling me, now you're telling...
no excuse.
Huh?
That's no excuse.
Yeah, now you're telling me
the
guy, because the guy was drunk, he pulled...
You stand up for what you did. Plain and simple.
And what about that man in Cincinnati? He can't stand up. He's in a box. A big box today.
All right, Frank, thank you very much. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. This lady's nephew was beaten by the police because they suspected him of a crime. And you just think that there's every time a black man's pulled over in America, he's going to be beaten. Now, I got to tell you, so we can reiterate for the audience, your nephew had a gun on him. He was suspected of committing a double rape on two elderly women. He'd also been drinking. He got out of the car wielding the gun, calling the police faggots.
No, he had got out his driver. He thought he had pulled out his driver's license. And he had...
Now, how do you mistake your driver's license for a gun?
The man had been drinking. I do not, and I am not saying, Phil, that that he was not in the wrong. What I am saying is they automatically assume the worst because it's a black man.
All right, here is Robert. Robert, go ahead.
It wouldn't matter. It's not white, black, blue. You step out of a car and pull a gun on a cop, be glad you're still breathing to talk about it.
But wait, I said he thought he had pulled out his driver's license.
There's no comparison between the feel of a driver's license and a gun.
Absolutely.
Unless you have been drinking. And this was what my nephew, he had been drinking heavily.
He's very heavy if he can't tell the difference between a card that a driver's license is and a gun. I do
not deny that. He was drinking heavily, yes.
But you want us to believe that your nephew pulled a gun out, thinking he'd pulled out his driver's license.
That is what he told me, and that's what he told the police as he was going down. They were beating on him, and as he was falling backward, he said, "I thought it was my driver's license," and they still beat on him.
He wished he'd have pulled out a driver's license.
You got that right, but he didn't.
All right, Robert.
That's right. She's trying to turn it all into. I'm white, and I can understand. She doesn't want to talk to white people, but
I don't mind talking to white people as long as they're intelligent. That's all.
Look, Robert, I tell you what. Hold on the line, pal. We'll get right back to you. And you too, Ms. Bingham. 1-800-449-8686. This lady's nephew was beaten by police. They suspected him of a double rape. 1-800-449-8686.
The Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. I want to be a black youth leader.
Ms. Bingham, I want to ask you a question. Your nephew's pulled over by the police, suspected of a double rape. He has a gun in the car. The police beat him. Are you telling me, and you told my producer off the air, you were one of the women that he raped?
That is correct, and I made that very clear at the outset.
I didn't know that.
Well, I made that very clear at the outset with your producer.
So you're personally involved in this thing. You and another woman raped by your nephew who goes out and gets drunk, pulls a gun on cops, calls them faggots, and gets beat up, and now you're claiming police brutality.
Mr. Henry, I can get over a sexual assault. Robert will never get over it.
You're talking about your own nephew who raped you.
I will get over that. But Robert, he's a black man beaten by police. He'll never get over that. There is nothing worse than a police officer beating on you like that.
Not even being raped by your own nephew.
I don't see the comparison. I really don't.
1-800-449-8686. Terry, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, come on.
I am speaking on
I'm a black. Well, I'm a black.
The African American.
I am an African American male. I am, and I can't see the comparison, but I have experienced my fair share of problems on the road. I mean, I can't see this situation
absolutely
being a brutality case, but at the same time,
what's the difference?
I mean, pulling out a gun and a driver's license coming from a black man. I know I've been drunk, you know, and I can't say I've been caught drunk driving, but being as drunk as I ever been, I think I would know the difference between a gun and a driver's license.
My nephew told me that he was very upset because he'd raped his own aunt, which I can understand. And I said, all right. And so
the upset that he felt at raping you forced him into thinking that a gun was a driver's license?
He reached in his pocket. The police were hostile from the very outset.
Well, they thought they were dealing with a double rapist, which apparently they were.
My God.
And now, you said you're black, right, Terry?
I am.
All right,
yes.
let's not forget that, okay?
Okay, I can't forget that.
Right.
Every time I look in the mirror, I see it.
All right, I hear that, you know. Yeah. But because the white host here is, don't gang up on me with a white man,
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I mean, I'm just being clear and honest. I'm being clear and honest from my point of view as a black man.
My son my nephew carries what the kids call a gangster wallet. It's very thick, and you sometimes think that's the butt of a gun or whatever. But
so the wallet was thick enough whereby he didn't discern between that or the butt of a gun.
That is correct. Yes.
I just can't agree. As a black man, I just can't see why I agree with the situation. I don't condone brutality. I don't condone brutality. I've been harassed by police.
Yes.
Okay, but I think that I would know. I think I would know the difference between a gun and a driver's license, given that situation.
Even if
I had been drinking.
Even if you're, really hammered. We're talking about.
I haven't been beat. I've been. I know.
No. I mean, when you've been drunk, your big tall glasses of vodka. Because that's what he did after he raped me. He just went on one after the other.
She should not have been driving. First of all,
yeah. What was he doing driving? The guy should have been. The police should have been called.
I did call the police, and they beat the hell out of him.
Well, good.
He had at least 340 ounces of OE, and then he had.
Oh, come on, will you?
He should not have been drinking. He should not have been driving. He should not have raped you. You shouldn't. Be protecting him on the phone, because that was a crime right there that's way far than him getting his butt kicked by police.
Terry, do me a favor, will you? Stay black. Because
I am black. I'm black.
You're starting to you're bleaching.
I'm South. I'm black, and I'm from the South.
I got to as I've been talking to you, brother, you have been bleaching out a little bit on me.
What do you mean he's bleaching out?
I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Because the man sees the difference between a police brutality situation and cops taking their sticks to a guy who pulled a gun on him? What if they pulled their gun on Robert?
Then they would have been guilty of murder.
But he can pull a gun out because he wears a thick gangster wallet, and he thinks that's the freaking wallet he's pulling out.
After Robert got off of me and went on to rape my sister, I said, Robert, this is wrong. And that's when everything went wrong.
Really, you guys should have beat his butt. But I mean, like you said, I'm bleaching out. So.
Are you saying I'm starting to bleach out?
Oh no, I'd say, but you say that I'm bleaching out. You guys should have kicked his butt.
Well, I'm going to kick a black man's ass. No, not me.
Okay.
I leave that to the police, Terry.
Oh, well, I mean...
And my sister's an amputee. And
that's the other thing. Your sister's missing a leg, and this guy raped you, then he raped her, then he's running out, has a couple of 40 ounces of Old English, then he gets in the car, then he calls the cops faggots, then he pulls a gun thinking it's a wallet.
And to know me is to know that I'm not bleaching out, and I own a business where I'm constantly in competition with the white man.
Let me ask you a question, Terry. I bet you got a white girlfriend.
I bet you I don't.
You sound like a good-looking black man, and you know
yes,
the white woman,
you
love the black man.
All right, okay.
And you know what? I have white friends. I have white female friends, and
what do you think of that? Look, I want to ask you, what do you think of that Michael Jackson? What do you think of that Michael Jackson situation, all right?
What do I think of it?
Is that a black man who hates being a black man, or what?
I think a parent would be out of their mind to let their child stay with Michael Jackson.
I bet you eat at McDonald's over KFC, don't you?
Excuse me?
You eat at McDonald's over KFC, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I knew you did. See, that's how.
Oh, what does that mean? He's not black enough? All right, look at Terry. Thank you very much, sir. You're a very patient man. 1-800-449-8686. I'm going to go over here to Derek. Derek, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Yeah. First of all, I got this point to make because you keep talking about questioning people's blackness. I'm a black man, and I'm telling you right now, to me, you're racial, and I think you need to check yourself. And as far as your nephew goes,
what you talking about?
You need to check yourself, lady, because you always want to question somebody's blackness. Where's your sameness? How you gonna stick up for this man to rape you and your sister? You know what I'm saying? And then you think he should be treated right? Hey, and he don't rape you and your sister? Well, hey, something wrong with you.
No, there's nothing wrong with me.
Something is wrong with you, lady, and you need to get on your knees and pray to God and ask you to help you.
I'm not going to be a party to a young black man
you're right, mind. No, because you're sitting up here questioning people's blackness. I want to question your sameness.
Can I ask you something?
Because I'm telling you just like this. Those police did, they may not should have whooped him, but I'm telling you, in any situation, he's a suspect in a rape. They said he did it by gunpoint and everything, and you tell me those police shouldn't have came the way they came?
Look, it wasn't so. Since my sister lost her leg at the thigh, she hasn't had no man. Now you have to understand.
Wait a minute. What is that?
Now, I'm talking to a brother. How come you always button in when a black man wants to talk to me?
No, but I'm telling you why you want to question people's blackness.
Derek, I want to ask you a question.
What?
Are you staying black or are you bleaching out on me? What are you doing?
I've been black since I've been born black. I'm straight out of Texas. Believe me, I go through all kind of racialism every day. But let me tell you something. It's good and it's bad people. Because I'm going to tell you what. Not only the white people pull me down, my own people pull me down. I ain't got nothing against my own people, but they the one putting you down too. Why we can't come together then?
Now, how come we can't come together? I'm sticking up for a young black man. I'm sticking up for a young black man.
You want to attack me because I'm telling you something, and you want to attack my blackness. Where your blackness at?
My blackness? Now, you listen to me. My nephew got beat up by the police out there, and they loved it, and just because he called him a faggot. So what?
I'm telling you just like this, lady. How you gonna have sympathy on this man? He done raped you and your sister.
Derek,
where your mind at? You kind of you kind of crazy. I think wrong with the career.
I understand the anger of the black man.
I don't think it's nothing about being black or white. I think it's something wrong with your career.
You calling me nuts? So you think I'm crazy? Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, you are crazy. How you gonna sit there and then you the one calling the police?
Let me ask you something. What do you like? You like football or NASCAR? What you like, football or NASCAR? Which sport you like? Football or NASCAR? Which sport you like, football or NASCAR? You know what I
like football. What you talking about?
Okay, because I thought you'd say NASCAR. You sound like you're getting all white on me.
No, I ain't white.
Will you knock it off with that?
What you talking about ain't black or white. He got his ass whooped, and I tell you what, you can go to my house and I'll whoop his ass too. But know what he done did. Well, and I'm black. I put this black foot in his ass. How about that?
Well, I tell you what, you're going to look mighty funny walking down the street with my shoe up your ass.
Nah, whatever. It's all about being human, huh? And I tell you what, send him my way. I whoop his ass with my black foot.
So you're going to put a black man's foot up a black man's ass. I think that's a sad
already, because you know why? Hey, and if a white man did, I would do the same thing.
Let me ask you a question. Eminem or Puff Daddy? Eminem or Puff
Daddy? Rape ain't right. Hey, no way it go. And then you want them to fit, you want them to treat him right. I'll get in the car. We gonna take you down here and book you.
Let me ask you a question. Eminem or Puff Daddy?
Who?
I say Eminem or Puff Daddy. Which one?
Damn, one of them, baby. I'm from the Dirty South. Hey, you better ask somebody about something about the Dirty South.
Check it out. Look, Robert, it's a young man full of potential. No,
I don't like Puff Daddy. I don't like Eminem. I'm from the Dirty South.
Eminem, I think Eminem, that cracker stole everything he done from the black man.
What about some Mike Jones or something like that? You better throw something like that up in there, because I don't like now one of them.
Yeah, y'all into vanilla ice and all that.
I don't get down with none of that.
Look, I bet you take Britney over Beyonce too. And so,
all right, look, get out of here, you got. Look at Derek. You made some great points, sir, and I appreciate it very much. And
that man called me crazy. You know that man called me crazy. I had a husband.
We need to gather together and pray for this lady because she needs some help.
My ex-husband said I was crazy.
Well, maybe your ex-husband was right. Maybe this gentleman, Derek, here is right. It ain't black, it ain't white. You're nuts.
So you calling me crackers, too?
I didn't call you cracker.
No, crackers.
Crackers? Oh, you mean cracked?
Yeah.
You saying
you're more than crackers, lady. You need help.
So you think
you need serious help.
You think I belong in the Walnut Academy? Is that it?
No, I think you need to get your mind right instead of question people's blackness, question your sameness.
You know something?
Because there ain't no way in this world that man should be walking around after raping you and your sister. And you defended him. You must have liked it. I think you liked it.
You know something? I'll tell you what right now.
You know what? I think you actually liked it.
You tell me, yeah, I wasn't bad. But I can.
All right, get out of here. What a sick freak she is.
I think she liked it.
She just said she did.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
see?
You know, I bet
she just on the show. She just on the show trying to make it a show. That's all
she's a mental case is what she is, and we have to understand that.
I bet you got frozen waffles in your freezer, Derek, don't you? Frozen waffles. You ain't no black man.
All right, get her out of here.
Yeah, she needs to go.
All right, Derek, thank you, sir.
All right, well, thank you.
Appreciate it. I bet you got frozen waffles in your freezer. Beyonce or Britney. 1-800-449-8686. So her nephew raped her and her sister, and her sister's an amputee. He pulled a gun on the cops, and he was breathing liquor all over him, but he didn't deserve to get his ass beat by those brutal cops. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Henry Show.
The Phil Henry Show, 1-800-449-8686. The Whore.
Then, of course, we got our libertarian friends, and they don't know what the hell they stand for. And don't give me this stuff about how the least government, the better, because that, once again, that's muddled thinking. Sometimes you need a little bit of government, baby, to make the world go around. So that brings me back to my question about cops. I understand that there's some bad cops. There have been bad cops down through the years. There have been bad cops since we've had cops. There have been bad cops since the very first Metropolitan Police Force was ever put together in the 1830s in London, New York, called the Peelers, the Bobbies, the London Metropolitan Police. Then we had the New York Metropolitan Police, the New York Municipal Police. We've had all kinds of cops and all kinds of police abuse. And let me tell you something, if you know anything about history, if you think cops are bad today, you don't know anything about how they were 100 years ago. I mean, I'm telling you right now, it was beyond belief. They kicked people to death in their cells. They beat the crap out of them as recently as the 20s, 30s. Well, any time before the Miranda ruling came down, coppers were pretty much free to do whatever the hell they wanted to do to a suspect. And believe me, they did it. Now we're putting a little bit of a limit on these guys, and we're trying to weed out the bad cops. But in the process, some good cops can't do their job at all. Scumbags, car thieves, crack addicts, junkies, drug dealers, every kind of lowlife in the world is being allowed to sue or get away with freaking homicide, man, because he got his brains rattled by a flashlight when he didn't get his hands out when a cop said, get your freaking hands out. Put your hands here. That doesn't mean you're going to think about it. You do it. In an instant like that, when a cop thinks that maybe somebody's got a gun, when maybe his life is in danger, yeah, he's going to start. You ought to be thankful it was only a flashlight. I don't know what. If I was a cop, I wouldn't know what the hell they want me to do. You want me to arrest people? Up to what point do you want me to arrest people? Well, we want you to make a legal arrest. Can you tell me what that is? It's all spelled out in your police handbook, and yeah, I've read it a million freaking times, and every time I go by the handbook, you guys find some other reason why I did something wrong. Like that whole Rodney King thing. Those coppers, apparently, they didn't do it by the book because they shouldn't have hit the guy as many times as they did, even though the guy didn't do what they wanted him to do. He had his hands under his body. He had his hands stiff at his side. They tased him. They dropped him to the ground. It all looked like one big, fat Gestapo action. So those guys go to jail. Fine. Civil rights are violated. Good. On to the next case. Now we got some cops. Every guy with a video camera's out there rolling it on. Coppers out there trying to make an arrest in every kind of situation. And immediately every brain surgeon out there thinks they know what happened. And, of course, it's got something to do with race. Yes. got to be because the guy's black. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. And maybe we just don't have any clue in the world what it is we want cops to do, other than we think we want them to arrest bad guys. No, we don't. We don't want them to arrest bad guys, because when they arrest bad guys, we got to nitpick every which way that they do it. Well, if it's illegal, it's illegal. You can't tell me what's an illegal arrest. I don't think there's a court in the country that can explain to me what an illegal arrest is, what an abuse of power is under the color of authority. Because there's a million different ways that guys get arrested in this country every day, and you got to have a judge look at every last one of those to tell me exactly what is called for, what isn't called for in the multitude of police handbooks and the constitutional interpretations and the Miranda this and the Miranda that. We don't know anymore. So while these cops might have been doing the wrong thing, nobody can tell me anymore what the right thing is. So, you know what? These guys are confused, and they're arresting people the way they are arresting them because the people aren't involved in the way police do police work anyway. And the American people don't have a clue as to how it is they want cops to behave or how they want people to get arrested. That's the problem. Just like it was the American people that caused 9/11. If you want to know who caused 9/11, you and me. You want to know who the problem is? You and me. You want to know why the country is walking around with its head up its rear end? You and I are. How come we don't have a responsive government? Because of you and me. That's why I'm never going to run for political office. If I got out actually on a stump and made a speech like this, man, I'd be assassinated. Because if there's one thing the American people can't take, it's a little bit of truth every now and again. And that is about themselves. Having said all of that, we're going to get to our mailbag where I have to read truth about myself. It's traumatic. Oh, the Martha Stewart of it all. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show.
Phil Hendry.